Hey guys, ShadowRock here with your first Rockman X DiVE update after the launch. This update is going to cover both official news and stuff that we're not supposed to see yet, aka spoilers. I'm going to cover the relevant official news first, then we'll get into the spoiler stuff where I will give you a fair warning before it starts so that you can go ahead and just click away from the video if you don't want to know anything else about stuff coming to the game. Let's begin with an announcement that's come as part of a maintenance update that's happened overnight on March 26th. The development team has gone through and fixed a lot of different bugs we've already experienced in our own playtimes playing the game, like a camera glitch in the 1v1 PvP mode, making the loading speeds faster, just tidying up the servers and making everything work more smoothly. But the most exciting and unexpected development is they have actually added game servers that are online as we speak for Australia, New Zealand, and India. These are 3 new regions that are being added along with the existing Asian countries that can now play Rockman X DiVE. Now, 2 of these countries, specifically Australia and India, were on the initial list for the release, but then they were removed from that initial list probably because they made a mistake and announced them too early. But here they now are, so those of you in those countries, you can now play this game. We're still awaiting release for the United States, Europe, Japan, and all those other places. But it is very good news that they are already adding new regions only a couple days after release. So we may see them roll out the rest faster than we think. Now that being said, you don't need to be in those regions to play Rockman X DiVE. As long as you can get your hands on the game, when you log into it, all you have to do is just select one of the regions that are currently available. For us, we picked Taiwan, and you'll be able to play the game normally. The ping will be high in online matches because the servers are in Taiwan, but at least you can play. A really easy method to acquire the game is just simply go to the Rockman X DiVE official website. They have a direct download on there for some reason for the APK file. Now for those of you just starting the game or doing re-rolls for the gacha, because man, those rates are abysmal. There is a PSA from the development team about the stage 1-1. Basically, they advise that you do not hit the skip button at any time during the tutorial on 1-1, because that's been known to corrupt people's save data, and also cause the buttons on the gacha screen not to appear, meaning they cannot progress with the game normally. If this has already happened to you, the developers say, unfortunately you're going to have to make an entirely new account and start from scratch. That really sucks, but for anyone who is starting now, do not hit the skip button until the developers have been able to fix it. That's all for the general news though, so here comes the part where we're going to talk about those spoilers. This is your fair warning right now to click away from the video, close it out entirely, if you do not want to know anything about unannounced characters, stages, elements, and everything like that are either coming to the game or are in the data. We will begin the big spoiler section in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the spoiler section. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the White Day event, unrevealed bosses, and other little things. Let's begin with the White Day event, which was actually postponed and or canceled because the game was delayed from early March to March 24th. You see, White Day is a holiday that takes place in Taiwan that happens on March 14th. Think of it as Taiwan's version of Valentine's Day. The X DiVE Facebook page even makes mention of the holiday with their own little post with Alia holding hands with presumably X. This was a real event that was supposed to happen in the game, but because of the delay, the event has either been postponed or entirely cancelled, unless we see it next year. So do keep in mind that what I'm about to show you is stuff that we may not see in the game either for an extremely long time or never. This is just a little peek into what could have been, unless the X DiVE developers decide to go ahead of the event anyway soon. Our first images, by way of Green Dende, are new characters that were going to be part of this White Day event. It seems like the 3 big banner characters were going to be Zero in this lab coat. Everybody lovingly calls him Dr. Zero. He's looking extremely sharp. I really like this design. Next up is Alia in this regal dress with the high heels, a fancy hat, a cape, and everything else. Gotta be honest, if it wasn't for the ankles, this outfit really makes her look more human-like. Very good stuff. Then what is perhaps a reference to Command Mission's Kitty Gloves weapon for Cinnamon? Here she is in a cat-like form, sporting the same kind of color scheme and symbolism that is present on the other banner characters here. This one's looking pretty cute too. Overall, these three are definitely fan service at its prime. All of these look really excellent, but I gotta say my favorite is probably Dr. Zero here. I know it's a lab coat, but I could also see the design passing off as sort of a samurai swordsman. This would be an awesome look to use in the game. Green Dende has also posted a 3D model for Lab Coat Zero, asserting his dominance with the T-pose, but here he is, looking pretty good. We also have screenshots showing off some animations for both Cinnamon and Aelia in their new forms. As you can see, these are going to be entirely new characters with their own set of skills. Separate from the vanilla versions that are already present in the game, these are not skins. Let's go through these animations one by one, shall we? We have Aelia's intro, where she kind of floats into the air. Aelia's first skill can only be aimed upwards, judging from the animations. Otherwise, I don't know exactly what it does. Her second skill, however, fires a giant heart-shaped projectile, and it can be used in multiple directions. There's Aelia's logout pose, same as other characters. Aelia using a dive trigger. Then we got Cinnamon's intro, where she does a kitty pose on the ground and gets up and does a bow. There's the logout animation, her winning pose, which is pretty cute. Now her first skill is called Send Lover Chocolate. You know, Valentine's Day, there's a whole thing about sending your lover chocolate to show that you care. So that's what they're referencing here. And it seems like it might be a healing support skill, considering it summons a giant heart around her. Cinnamon's second skill is called Change to Friend Chocolate. It's unknown how this works exactly, but it does have a chance to miss or fail, denoted by her tripping over. The last thing that appears to have been part of the White Day event is a chocolate ball version of the X2 intro boss that you fight during the factory stage. You can see that his entire body has become pure chocolate, with a wrapper with hearts on it for his torso. And it seems like when you encounter this boss during the event, the stage will change too. You can see in the background how there's lots more presents lying around that was not there before. And that's all that Green Dende had to show about the Valentine's Day / White Day event. It seems like at first they were going to do a Valentine's Day, but then the game got delayed, so they decided to make it a White Day event, which the game got delayed again, so that's why we haven't seen this event yet. It was supposed to be on March 14th, it just wasn't to be. Like I said, it remains to be seen if all these things are going to be saved for a little bit later, if it will be moved to next year's White Day, or if this event is no longer happening at all. The reason I want to emphasize that is because I just don't want to get you guys hopes up that these things are for sure actually going to be in the game. Yes, the developers went through the trouble of making the assets and everything, but considering White Day has passed, we may indeed not see this stuff for an extremely long time. Keep your expectations in check. It is still interesting, however, to see what could have been with this event, and I do think it could have been a huge hit with people had it gone on as planned. The new character variants are well designed, the chocolate boss is a fun idea. It's just a shame that the delay caused this not to happen. Here's hoping we do see it again one day. That's all for the White Day event, so now back to stuff that we definitely know is coming to the game. It turns out that while Iris's skill icons are in the game, her model is not in the data of the game at this time. And also Green Dende claims that Iris is not going to be in her right armor, which, considering the model is not in the game at the moment, I don't know how true that will be at the end of the day. But what is true is that Ultimate Armor X from MegaQuint X Command Mission is indeed coming to the game at some point. He shares with us updated versions of the icons that we found on the website in the past. The old icons were just vague enough to throw us off the trail at first until we figured it out later, but with these updated versions, it is now plainly clear that this is the Command Mission version of Ultimate Armor. The skills appear to be his laser and also his action trigger. So yeah, that's gonna be wild seeing a character like Ultimate Armor X from Command Mission in this game because he just floats everywhere he goes. Definitely not a standard character like we've seen so far. Truly nothing is off the table. That's all that Green Dende has for us for now, but that's not the end of our spoiler section. Because we have another set of discoveries kindly shared to us by MegaQuint on Twitter, and Flashfire, who showed it to us initially on our very own ShadowRockZX Discord server. These discoveries have to do with bosses that have not appeared in the game yet, but their models are all there ready to go in the data. First we have an interesting one, Darkman from Mega Man 5. That's classic Mega Man 5. So if there was any doubt that there is more Mega Man Classic content coming to this game, there you go. We've already seen things like Astro Crush, Eddie as an icon, and many hints that Mega Man Classic himself is going to be a character in the game. And the Darkman boss just capitalizes on the whole thing. Maybe we'll see Darkman as the boss of Woodman's stage whenever Classic Mega Man does come out, since Woodman's stage theme was already data mined in the past as well. As for X-Series bosses we can expect in the future, we have Boomerang Kuwanger, Dr. Psyche's second form, Mad Nautilus from Mega Man X Command Mission, You Will Never Defeat My Evolved Form, and Storm Eagle from X1. Seeing Boomerang Kuwanger and Storm Eagle here makes a lot of sense, as in Chapter 4 of the story, when you first face Chill Penguin, Rico and Bluro talk about the fact that apparently all 8 Mavericks from X1 have become irregular data. So it's safe to assume that all the X1 Mavericks are going to be making an appearance in this game. Our last 2 models shared to us by MegaQuint is the model of what appears to be a ice cream cone version of RT55J. It seems like he was going to be part of the Valentine's Day or White Day event as well. And lastly, Rex 2000 from Mega Man X3. That will probably be a mini boss later on. But wait, there's one more thing. Before I show this last one, I'm going to give another fair warning that if you don't want any story spoilers from things that are currently in the game that you can play for yourself, this is your chance to click away from the video now. Okay, 3, 2, 1. The last thing we have to show today, for realsies this time, is a corrupted version of Bluro, OC Man, Blue Zero, however you want to call them. This is from the final scene in Chapter 5 of the story. So yeah, this is a big spoiler, but it is interesting to see the actual model for this corrupted version of him. Now the story is getting interesting, huh? That is all for our spoiler section now. I do want to thank these individuals who have data mined the game and shared the stuff with us. It has made covering this a lot easier for us. If you want to check out the posts for yourselves, the links will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this Rockman X DiVE news update. And for more on the game, including lots of gameplay that we're still uploading and future streams, plus all things Mega Man, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Until next time, rock on and have an excellent day.